And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to Gem and the Crypto, episode 989. Today is Friday, August 12th, 2022, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish in today's top stories, Huobi co-founder reportedly looks to sell majority stake valued at over $1 billion. Dutch authorities arrest suspected Tornado Cash developer. Binance recovers the majority of funds stolen from Curve Finance. And coming sooner, Ethereum devs move up the date for the merge. But first and foremost, what is going on with those prices?
Oh, yeah. Let's take a look at these prices. Jabronis, Bitcoin's at $23,818, up 0.1%. Ethereum at $1,882, up 0.1% as well. Binance Coin at $320.81 is up almost 0.1% today. XRP at 37 cents is down 0.26%. Cardano at 52 cents is down 0.01%. Little movement there. Solana at 42.68 is down 0.26%. And rounding out our top 10 is Polkadot at 928, up 0.19%. And our trending coins for today are Ethereum, probably because of the merge talks, which we'll get into later. Cedarfy Fund and Flow, and some of the recently added shit coins, Flappy Rats, Smurfs, Inu, and Crazy Internet Coin. Oh man, so more of the same with these new projects being spawned out of nowhere. So one of the main things with the prices, you want to make sure not to get too scared or not to get too happy over these prices, simply because overall, we haven't seen much movement. We've seen bounce backs after the large dip, almost 90% for most coins, about 80% for Bitcoin. So keep a level head there. And it looks like things may be turning around, but I think we're going to see a Black Swan event before we see a huge bull market run.
Well, you're saying you think there's going to be another slacking before we go back into the green until we're back out of the woods? Is that what's going to happen?
Oh, yeah. I think aliens are going to show up. It's going to scare everybody out the markets, and then we're going to rebound. We're going to drive down and then rebound even stronger.
Monkeypox. All right, what's going on, Alipio, White Try, Wendy Nichols, Goodness, Call Me L, Michael Kennedy, Blockchain Bully. Let's see, Chuck, Joseph, I want to pronounce this right, Konowski. I hope I got that right. What's going on, Joseph? Marcus Walter said, better get you some of that e-cash. You all are hilarious. JB Finn, what's up? Realizing how much I like this show and chat when you're away. Hey, Warriors. That's right. What's going on, Warriors? What's going on, Lamar West? Too much for you. Okay. Ethereum 2.0 will compete with Ethereum 1.0 because of the miners, F and jokers, said Lamar West. Hilarious. Michael Kennedy, good morning. Hassan, everybody, make sure you smash that like and share. Let's go ahead and get this show started. Top story of the day. Huobi co-founder reportedly looks to sell majority stake valued at over $1 billion. And of course, as we start to dig into the stories, we will put the link in the chat for you to call in. If you have any smoke, any comments, anything we got wrong, let us know so we can course correct that and move forward. So feel free to hit that link. But until then, Bitcoin Zay, what is going on with Huobi, and why is he selling majority stake? I mean, is he happy where is that? I mean, technically it is a successful project exchange. They made it. He's like, I'm just done. What's going on here?
Yeah, it looks like my man said, I'm out of here, buddy. You've done enough work. Let me get my money and go. Leon Lee, the co-founder of global crypto exchange Huobi, is reportedly in talks to sell the majority of his stake in the company that could be valued at over $1 billion. He reportedly had discussions with multiple financiers seeking to offload a 60% stake in the crypto company, which could be valued at over $1 billion, and some believe could fetch as high as $3 billion. This is reported by Bloomberg. A Huobi spokesperson confirmed to Bloomberg that the co-founder is engaging with numerous international giants to sell his majority share in the crypto exchange without closing details. So he's basically trying to find people to make that deal with to sell his shares to. And Lee reportedly informed about his decision to other backers of the company during a shareholder meeting in July this year, which is why shareholder meetings are important. They are boring as hell, but sometimes you can get some inside information like this. And he's transferred his chief executive officer duties to Huazhu in order to focus on his health. So this may be a personal reason. He wants to basically take care of his health, get out the game. If he has a 60% share of a $1 billion company, that could fetch him $600 million. Even if he gives a discount, that's $500 million. I don't see a reason not to take that $500 million and go on about your life. Why not? And it wasn't disclosed exactly why, but when he talks about his health and it's sort of out the blue, could be personal reasons. But I don't blame the guy. I can tell you right now, if I had $500 million sitting there, it'd be real hard for me to show up to work every day, and especially if I got health problems. Like, I'm going to retire. I'll see y'all later. We've done some good work. Appreciate you guys. I'm out of here.
Yeah, that was Zay just telling me, hey man, if I come up, I'm gone. I was
like, 500 million is the number.
No, listen, 500 million. I'll be real spotty. I'll be honest. Yeah, it'll be one. I'll still try to once a week at it for sure.
Oh, no, yeah, for fun. Cliff high out. Be in the woods,
you still gotta get the message out.
Shit. Yeah.
No, honestly, I think the 1 billion is the discount. Like they said, 3 billion to me kind of the discount. When you look at the likes of Coinbase, Huobi definitely isn't there, but they built up quite a community. They have an exchange working. They've done good things. They do have coins you can go find. This is not an endorsement or anything, because I don't think you can really use them in the US like that, or in some parts. I don't know. But by and large, it's a working exchange that hasn't been buried with complaints as other exchanges have. So yeah, I mean, Huobi, 6 to 8 billion is fair for the entire exchange. So you talk about 60% from one person. He's saying 1 billion. Forget the half. Get it done. Get that deal done.
Get that deal done.
Give that man his $1 billion, 1.5, just in case he got to pay some taxes. And I think that's a fair deal, because the only thing is missing right now is more probably licenses to expand from a regulatory perspective. But after that, I mean, they're made to scale already, so that's pretty cool. Just informed, you say, have you ever created a coin just to see how the process is done? I have not. Have you, Zay?
Oh yeah, back in the day.
No, coin creating sites, actually. I went on that. I didn't actually create one. I went through the process of creating one, but I didn't like execute mine, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah. I did one in 2014. It cost me 0.1 Bitcoin, I think. And it's just a coin creator. You put in whether you want proof of work, you put in how many tokens, you put in the name, you put in whatever algorithm you want to use for the mining, all that stuff. And then you basically create it, and they spun it up, and it was, a little whatever coin that you created, but nothing really serious. The code was all copied from other coins. It was like, basically, do you want Litecoin's coin or Bitcoin's code or some of the other ones that were around at the time? And yeah, it's pretty fun, but to get value behind it, it takes a lot more community, use case, utility, roadmaps, a lot of things. So yeah, it's always fun to do it, but I don't know if they have too many more of these coin creator sites. The easiest I would say is Binance Smart Chain. They give you like a step-by-step, and it's mostly just copy and paste code. That's why you see most of these shit coins coming out on Binance Smart Chain, because you can just spin it up literally 30 minutes. You have a new coin.
Yeah, as you're talking, I'm looking at a couple of platforms now to see who's doing it. It looks like more companies are trying to take over and offer. I know a lot of crypto accelerator programs that started back in 2017 or projects, companies. So it looks like that's what some of those companies are doing from the way I'm looking at it. That way they can, it looks to be they can create it and then actually try to offer it for you, because now of course you have to go through this regulatory process. So it looks like they are offering both on something. That's interesting.
I tried to make a Patrice O'Neal coin fan token. It was too early. It's 2014. Wasn't nobody thinking about it.
That would have been amazing. The token. Like
I was gonna raise the money and give it to his wife, his widow. But they had other plans. Yeah, right.
DJ and Don, what's going on? First time catching y'all live. What's up, gents? What's going on? DJ and Don, love the name. What's going on? Top of the AM in Scrootston, Texas. Shout out to Texas, low key. Man, love me some Texas, man. Love me some Texans. Texans are good folks right there. BK Crypto, what happens to Matic when Ether 2 comes out? What are your thoughts, Zay? It could go good, to be honest.
I mean, this could be a great advertisement for Matic that is actually better even after the merge. So I don't think it hurts it in any way. If anything, it helps it.
Right. Let's see. Sergeant Crypto said they out here arresting devs now. What are they going to do? Arrest a bunch of children 16 years old and under messing around on the internet?
Slippery slope, man. Slippery slope.
And that's basically what it is. It's like, look, if you old enough, or if you at least look old enough for us to act, to publicly parade you around as an adult criminal, we will. But if you look too young or you are too young, then we won't, because that's essentially what is happening right now. Yeah. A 13 to 16-year-old software developer, coder, hacker, whatever, if they do any of these things, it's like, which, by the way, I endorse and agree, leave them the alone. Like if they do anything, though, everybody's like, it's like, you do the same thing. You 17, 18, you 20, Charlie Shrum, you over here trying to sell Bitcoin to your friends. Oh no, go ahead, go to prison for that. Got to get our cut. So
yeah, bring your ass in here.
Yeah, let's see what is going on here. I'm about to put this link in the chat. Dutch authorities arrest suspected Tornado Cash developer. That's what that comment was alluding to right there. The Dutch Fiscal Information and Investigation Service didn't rule out multiple arrests in its ongoing criminal investigation against the Tornado Cash crypto mixer. Authorities in the Netherlands have arrested a developer suspected to be involved in money laundering through the crypto mixing service Tornado Cash. The fiscal information, the FIOD, that fiscal service, basically. The agency in the Netherlands responsible for investigating financial crimes officially announced the arrest of a 29-year-old man in Amsterdam on Friday. The man has allegedly been involved in facilitating criminal financial flows and money laundering through Tornado Cash, the authorities said. Now, one thing I'm curious about, which I'm not seeing, like they do say that Tornado Cash has allegedly been used to conceal large-scale criminal money flows, including crypto hacks and scams. And of course, they say that these things come from North Korea, but what I'm not specifically seeing is what this developer money laundered. This is very important because this is money laundering to the government in their eyes. If this guy, if I sell him if I give him my fiat currency, wherever it is in there, Netherlands, but let's have him still using dollars. If I give him my fiat currency and he gives me Bitcoin, and in some countries it's kind of slippery slope, but if I say I'm going to do something criminal with that Bitcoin, it is officially considered money laundering there. If I am a criminal, even if that person doesn't know, it's considered money laundering to these governments as well. So essentially, any peer-to-peer transaction, you know, the reason why Bitcoin was created, it says it in like the first sentence or two, a peer-to-peer, you know what I mean? So yes, if you try to use Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in the way it was intended to be used, peer-to-peer, the government can say you are money laundering officially. Why? Because you don't have a banking license that they created overnight for crypto people. Of course, we had it in the traditional market, but for the crypto market, they all of a sudden say, hey, you need these compliances, you need these things, you need these things, and then you could do your peer-to-peer sell Bitcoin. That's not the way it was intended to be used. So again, I'm not sure what this developer did, but I do want to make that distinction. Just because they say it's money laundering, it could literally him being just, he did Bitcoin transactions.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it. What are your thoughts on this as well, going on with this? And of course, with this sanction, really quick, I didn't realize this. It's fully illegal for any U.S. person or entity to interact with Tornado Cash's smart contract addresses. Penalties for willful noncompliance can range from fines from $50,000 to $10 million and to 10 to 30 years of imprisonment. Again, what would happen if the United States government sanctioned Bitcoin? Like literally, like just we're going to sanction Ethereum. All you Ethereum lovers, what are you going to do and say when the United States sanctions Ethereum or whatever crypto it doesn't like at that time, or that administration doesn't like because they don't have enough of it? Like literally, forget a slippery slope. Like that's what's going to happen. Just the same way they're doing it with companies and stock is going to be the same. How much Dogecoin? We can make a play on Dogecoin to $1. Let's get it. Everything else, hey, Dogecoin is not security. Everything else is sanctioned. At least 4 to 8 years I'm here. Slippery slope. But my fault. What are your thoughts on this?
Hey, my thoughts on this. The fight has begun. You better go ahead and get ready because you're gonna be.
Are you in Florida or North Carolina right now? That's some Florida stuff.
Don't worry about it. Man, just in case the Gators come through. But yes, this is definitely, the fight has definitely begun. And if you are not outraged over this decision, you should be. And just look at this tweet right here, which definitely describes it. Today is a dark day. Writing code is free speech. Developers aren't responsible for how others utilize open source code. And that is the key right there. If you create open source code, that means that it works for good guys and bad guys. That means that the technology works. The problem is that the people whose job it is in order to catch these people, they usually overstep their boundaries in order to get whatever prosecution or whatever, to stop whatever they want to be stopped, such as privacy amongst citizens, because they arrested the developer of Tornado Cash. Now, this man was arrested for writing code that served as a public good for people to maintain their privacy online. And there's always been this chasm between people who want their privacy, cypherpunks, and people in the government or regulators who want to make everything public so they have more control. That fight has been happening since the 70s, people, as far as the internet goes. But they are about to put this man in jail because bad people use his open source code. This cannot stand in any free society. And I agree 1000%. It doesn't matter where you stand in Bitcoin, crypto, tokens, it doesn't matter where you stand with that. The real fight is coming against people who want to get rid of privacy and want to get rid of free speech, because that's what code is. I wonder if there's a way for someone to get on Capitol Hill. I've been asked a couple times, but I don't like speaking to those people really. But I wonder if there's a way for somebody to implement a law saying that all code is free speech and anything that is software should be allowed, because the U.S. is turning into, it seems like, a authoritarianism regime where they're taking anything that goes against the state and they're trying to get rid of it. So if you aren't ready for the fight, this is the real fight. We can go all day and joke about, oh man, Ethereum doesn't have this, Polkadot doesn't have that, this other coin is shit. We can joke about that all day. I don't even take those debates serious anymore, because when you look at who the real enemy is, it's these people who are trying to get rid of projects like Tornado Cash. So you got to be ready for the fight, people. It's coming. Get yourself prepared, because again, I told you that chasm is coming. You haven't seen anything yet. Trust me, they're trying it. They're damnness to try and get it going, in my opinion.
Well, and again, it's crazy. I thought it might just been from an actual peer-to-peer transaction, but no, they're arresting him because of the code he wrote and other people using it. And
because somebody in North Korea, somebody in North Korea used it when they stole funds to use. They used Tornado Cash to try and quote unquote launder it.
Here's my question. Here's my question here. Okay, like people with this type of thought. So, do we ban using cash because the perpetrators of 9/11 used cash to buy their plane tickets to board American flights to crash into the Pentagon and the World Trade Center? Do we now say, well, no one can use the United States dollar because the dollars were used for the 9/11 attack? No.
Yeah, let's just ban it all. Let's ban it all. Let's just go back to barter system. No money at all, because no matter what money you use, somebody's using it for illegal reasons, no matter what. And cash is the #1 perpetrator of this crime. So if we're not going to get rid of cash, why get rid of Tornado Cash? If we are, let's just get rid of all of it. No money. Everybody barter system.
Hey, let's get rid of guns and weapons too. Let's get rid of guns and weapons, because nobody's ever been killed with a rock, right? Let's get
yeah, exactly.
The world will be a safe place. Let's get rid of weapons, guns. Let's get rid of crypto. And listen, the world will be safe again. All right.
Let's get rid of cars, because women are driving through La Brea.
You had to do it. You had to.
Let's just get rid of cars.
That's a fact, though. That's a fact effort.
I mean, that was used as a weapon, but again,
that is true. Hey, La Brea and Slauson, good point. Now you said that was used as a weapon. Car went 80 miles per hour, and if you haven't heard of the tragic, like I hate even thinking about that right now.
Yeah,
like,
that's wild.
I'm hoping she's taking big L's every day. Big L's.
But again, like I said, you gotta make sure. Long term, when you talk about stuff like this, you're thinking that if they can do it right now at this point, think 10 years from now how much they're going to try and restrict most of the industry. And you should be on your P's and Q's at this point. If you think it's all fun and games, those days are dead. All the little cute shit that we were doing in crypto that was fun and funny, nah, this is a real industry now, and they have to prepare before, I believe, the next bull run, because I think Bitcoin goes past 100K.
Yeah, it goes past the 100K next one. It's over.
Yeah, I'm gonna
be talking even spicier, bro. What?
Oh yeah, it's over for most people. They are out of this industry as far as having the money to just retire. But there's going to be a lot more restrictions that try and come in, in preparation for that time period.
Right. And again, when we're talking about Tornado Cash, it's not just Tornado Cash. People, Circle, USDC, stable coin, one of the more popular ones out there. And again, if you don't know the history on that, I mean, when they launched, it kind of was like some sketch stuff going on in the background. But essentially, Circle and USDC cut off all transactions for USDC to Tornado Cash, right? They're following along with the United States sanctions, as they should as a company. But it's like, that's a primary that's a large stable coin. So we keep telling you we will be going towards stable coins. We, as in the United States government and different governments around the world, working with their central banks, will go towards stable coins. There will be a Fed coin or US dollar coin or something. And this is the problem with it. And it's not us saying we shouldn't have one. No, whatever. I think we should definitely have one. I mean, I think it's kind of pointless because we have Bitcoin, but whatever, we can create them, make it fun, different governments and cities and states or whatever localities. But the important part about these type of coins are actually for the government, so we can have this transparency, but they want us to use it, which is crazy. We're not supposed to use it. They're supposed to use it. It's supposed to be one of our options. So if it's like, yeah, pay taxes, state payments, anything that has to do with any federal, state, or local service, like anything that taxpayers pay for, if it's that service, then I'm with it. But outside of that, then you should be able to use and do whatever you want. I see you got the machete raised.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold this machete like Dave Portnoy holds that bat. We need to start holding this for all of the rest of our shows.
Hey, listen,
you're gonna need something in the future. I promise you. These people are coming after your money. I promise you. This is just the start.
Listen, you talking about that? You know, let me stop playing. I even get up. This is so random, bro, that we be on the same time. Listen, for people, we keep trying to tell y'all, it's not that we don't care. It's just that we don't care. Feel free to unsubscribe. Don't forget Fridays is unsubscribe days. If you don't like us, good motherfucker. I don't like you either. Yeah, I'm cussing and everything.
Never liked you, pretty motherfucker. Never liked
listen,
you.
This is what listen. I got my old school. You know, I'm a real warrior out here. I got my old school. You see them shark teeth? Them shark teeth get a hold of you, boy. It's over.
Yeah, take that with you.
Shout out to my Chamorro Warriors. You know what's up? We out here. All right.
Yeah. Shout out all my Jamaicans. Oh yeah.
There we go. Gotta have that Chamorro barbecue. Get some of that this weekend. That's funny, bro. Because I'm like just looking at my. I forgot I had me a little something right in front of me too. Everybody's like, bro, something wrong with these people.
It's war, people. Trust me. We smile a lot, but trust me, you got to stay vigilant.
All right. Todd said that's called colonialism. That is very true. Hey, you know what? Tornado Cash sanction. What's that shit y'all like? XRP? Nah, that's done. That's illegal. That's a security. We're gonna get that up out of here. Metaverse, we're not doing that no more. NFTs, yeah, that shows ownership. We want that. Yeah, that is called colonialism.
Yeah. Anything proof of work, can't do that. Bad for the environment. Anything that's not the government issued CBDC, can't have that either. I mean, it's only going to, I'm telling you, it's just step by step. And this isn't, empty threats. These are literally, they're going after kids, right?
They're doing it.
They're doing it. Yeah.
From here on, nothing goes down unless I'm involved. No blackjack, no dope deals, no nothing. A nickel bag gets sold in the park. I want in.
Okay, that's how they are. All right, it is what it is. Jake, what's going on? No Black Swan event is going to happen. We are all aware of China real estate crisis. It's just a matter of time for it to fall. Sell after election. Okay, you heard it from Jake Fever first. Great take on that. Speaking of Jake Fever, Bitcoin Behind the Bar is going to be premiering again today. Of course, it usually goes Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, but we're going to be premiering a special episode today. So be on the lookout for Bitcoin Behind the Bar with Jake Fever today. And maybe he'll go in depth on that take there as well. What's going on, Crypto Chief? Y'all are hilarious. They talking about, man, Alex said, man's got a machete. You know that. You are wow.
Got a couple, boy. Got a couple.
Reno Gamble. Oh, really quick. Let me put the link in the chat to call in. Go ahead and hit him up on Twitter. Loco TX. Call in, my guy. Loco been throwing some shots at us on Twitter here and there. What's going on? I don't know what we did wrong. He gave Warren Buffett some props one day, so I got to hear the comment. And then I forgot the other one. He hit us up again. I'm like, hey, call in, Loco. We're not doing no ducking around these parts, okay? But appreciate it regardless. Let's see. Zay got that black Seminole sword. LOL. What's going on? Just inform you. Yeah. So Reno Gamble says, so the potential for a Bitcoin/crypto nation becomes feasible. This is what we keep saying, people. It's like, I don't know why when it comes to empire building countries. So even, you know what, I'll take it even to a more local level we all can understand. Nick Cannon got a bunch of babies by a bunch of different baby mothers, and people are going crazy about it. Up in arms, he's irresponsible, not a good parent. And this all could be true or false. Who knows? But I tell you what is true. When it comes to power for your family, the more children you have can help increase those chances, especially if they are being pointed in the right direction. It's one thing to have kids in every direction and they're going in every direction, but if you can actually get multiple kids, multiple mothers on the same direction, let's say he actually plans for all of them to become politicians. One becomes a president, one becomes a governor, one's a senator, one's a congressman. Like, oh shit, that Cannon family has some power behind it now all of a sudden. But the problem is what normally happens in these situations is nobody cares. So it's like one's a janitor, one in jail, one a basketball player. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a bunch of random shit happening. One's a teacher or whatever. And it's like, instead of having that concentrated effort. But I say all that to say, if you do start having people like even Elon Musk who are saying, fine, I'm putting my money in Dogecoin or I'm putting my money in Bitcoin. And yes, me and my pappy is impregnating people everywhere. And we got billions of dollars to do this with. Then are you kidding me? It's literally humans started every country, people. So it's literally them going to a plot of land, starting to set up rules and regulations, starting to train a army or whatever, and boom, give it 30 or 40 years. They're a small world. I mean, that's why you call them developing countries. Crazy. I know it still happens right now, people.
Hey, man, instead of a nuclear family, Nick Cannon got a decentralized family. And
hilarious.
And I promise you, I used to want to have 12 kids so I could have a decentralized family, but it was for the same reasons that you just stated. I'm sure 3 of them are going to be fuck up. So at least I can get 9 of them in as far as good people in the world. It's a better chance of that. Unlike, back in the day, they used to have a lot of kids because some of them would die along the way because they just couldn't maintain it health-wise. But, yeah, we have all those kids. We need to start having decentralized families. Go sow those royal oats. And I know King knows what I'm talking about. All the Navy boys and all the Marines, boy, it's a lot of mixed babies walking around Germany and the UK and Thailand.
Right.
It's not bad. Fathers, just decentralized family.
Hilarious. I just want to point this out too, because again, we're talking about this country building stuff, and like again, East Timor. I've been to Timor-Leste or whatever. I thought it was actually older than this, to be fair. I think this is off by maybe 10 years, but I could be wrong. But yes, it says here, when did East Timor become a country? May 20th, 2002. People, 20 years old. I'm older than the country. So stop acting like when we talk about Bitcoiners having enough of their own Bitcoin, which is unconfiscatable unless you give it away, can't build a country. They can. All it takes is to literally have a forward technology, digital focused country, which we're all going in the direction of anyway. The tools are there with iPhones. They're really accessible. And again, you throw some money to our military, throw some money to our Navy. Nobody's saying you're going to be, that's the problem with Americans. You know, America, hey, you ain't America. No. America's 200 some years old. So no one's talking about becoming America or Russia or China or something overnight. We're saying if you don't like it where you're at, and you can't find a place to go to, but you have the resources, you can find land to start, or you can buy land and start your own, as many places did, and as this one has did for the last 20 years, except they didn't buy it. Guess how they got it? Back in blood. So while we're talking about just purchasing land and starting this, there's people actually seizing land and starting it. So stop being crazy, people, okay? This isn't far-fetched or something. If it is far-fetched, I feel sorry for your mother. You have low potential.
You know, there actually used to be a country just for Bitcoiners. It was
the island thing. I remember that.
Yeah, it was like it was in Eastern Europe somewhere, and it was like it was funded by another bigger country, but I think they fell apart because they were just too early. Like they tried to start in 2014 before there was enough support and people behind it where it made sense. So I can only imagine a country going through in a bear market for 3 years. Just getting started. That's not how you want to start, buddy. But yeah, it's been done before. People have tried it, but you got to start with small tribes. And honestly, I mean, statistically speaking, you spend 80% of your life within a 5-mile radius of your home. So if you take care of everything within 5-mile radius, schools are good, grocery store is straight, you got a place to go work out, you got, everything in place as far as health and, local government, you really don't need that much. And you need to stop focusing on trying to build America and build a bunch of small communities. You'll be fine.
And we wouldn't need to leave. If we could build up our communities, no one would need to leave in America. Everything would be great. So
somebody just said it too. Liberland. That's what it was called.
Liberland. Yeah, I do remember that.
Liberland. Yeah, I think it may still be around. Let's see, liberland.org. Yeah, it's still here. The Free Republic. It's between Croatia and Serbia. Hold on, let me pull it up here.
You got it. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Liberland. That's what it is. Free Republic. I remember when they first got started and people thought they were crazy, but apparently they're still hanging on. They got a citizenship application. They got their laws there. They got the Constitution, which I know has been edited a couple of times. But yeah, it's nestled between Croatia and this would be a good place to go visit one day just to see how they're holding up. It is cold as shit, so I won't be there too long. But yeah, it's the Free Republic of Croatia, April 2015. That's when it started. So yep. So these places already exist.
Yeah, and the only thing I would say about all that is, to me, this is where the other side comes in and gets real, because we're not saying to do all this so you can do something criminal on a secret island or something. We're not trying to Epstein you up over here, nothing like that. We're saying it to where you're being persecuted unfairly against, or on some level, whether it's a business level, a personal level, or family, whatever it is. If there's systemic like persecution going against you, or you just can't find an out, we're saying that. But I say all that to say, this is where it's going to get real. If this does happen, or clearly it's already happened, let's say Liberland, for example, or this starts to happen, right? Human capital, we've talked about this. Capital flight control, shout out to Trek with 2Ks, right? PFC Wills has talked about capital flight controls, how the US and other countries have been trying to control it right now because they know it is a risk right now of like a bank run and all this other stuff. If people start to become citizens of the other countries and actually move there, or at least live there half the year or whatever, and these governments start to see this capital flight leaving from, or this human capital leaving from this capital flight or wherever, I think it will get serious. I think, or if somebody commits the worst of the worst things you can have is everybody being on a good note and literally one person joining that country who did something illegal in another country. And then you have another country say, either give them to us or we're sending a SEAL team. And then it's like,
And that's when shit gets real.
That's where it gets real. But the ability, the technical ability for it to happen, I think, Liberland's trying. I think we're almost there. It just takes a bunch of people who want to work together to build something. Jake Fever said you can use open source code unless someone patents it. There you go, people. Open source is free for everyone. They're going to do the same thing they did to do create Silk Road, talking about the Tornado Cash founder. I can see that as well. Todd said just wait until they're like privacy is a threat to national security. I can see that happening as well. That's just hilarious, scary. Man. But they said Monero is next. We talked about that the other day. One of the commenters, I can't remember who said it, but y'all are hilarious. They said somebody in the comments basically was like, they've already tried to crack Monero and get all inside and everything is not working. Yeah, so
they had a bounty. They had a $600,000 bounty if you could crack the ring signatures algorithm, which makes it anonymous. And nobody still to this date has done it. And I think 600,000 is very lowballed because again, if I could crack ring signatures for Monero, 600,000 ain't doing it, buddy. I'm gonna need about 60 million because that's basically taking it down a whole privacy coin that you guys couldn't do. So yeah, they've tried before. They still probably are trying now. Doesn't matter. If it works, it works. And that's the good thing about crypto is if it works, it works. Trust me, because there's been pushback since 10 years ago. I mean, I can promise you that.
Hey, listen, y'all keep playing with Reggie. Got this he got the social media game down packing these crypto streets. They over here, Cryptonomics is here, so he loves Reggie Milton, so he's going in on it. But shout out to Reggie Milton. But just to inform you, this was a funny one, so I had to give this one out. He said Reggie Middleton is crypto's TK Kirkland. So if you don't know TK Kirkland, he's a hilarious comedian. He's been around, but he has been at a lot of places first. He's been around a lot of celebrities. So they were just saying because of Reggie's patent, it was there before the rest of all these things. He's the TK Kirkland of crypto, but that's pretty funny. Let's see. Finn, seems like BlackRock and others had a Bitcoin position for a while, but are trying to offload before the remainder of the sell-off. Any chance there's an article speculating which address is theirs? I don't think I've seen it. What about you?
No, I haven't seen it, but I do know somebody was sending coins to addresses of people they don't like to try and get caught up with Tornado Cash.
Celebrities. And again, this is the whole thing where it's just like, it's people. Do you understand how much taxpayer money these investigations would take and will take and are taking? Because yes, let's say someone says, fine, y'all trying to play with Tornado Cash. You can't stop me from sending it. And they do just start sending it to random people or like, especially if it's a high amount. Who's watching right now, if you got an inbox message, I mean, our warriors are pretty smart, so you wouldn't do it thinking it's a phishing attack. But let's say everything was legit and it's just like, claim your, what's called tokens here. And it really blows up on Twitter. It's like, no, they got literally $100, $200 wallets of Tornado Cash that they're literally trying to get everybody to accept to fuck up the investigation. Like literally, that's a quick it takes. And that's just me talking live, coming up that with the top of my head. And you think they're going to be able to literally go into privacy coins and figure out which each one's been sent? Like people, it can get crazy. Yeah. And one of these things, not only are they sending the Tornado Cash right now, so it's not like, oh, this is a possibility. No, it's actually happening. But we can go further back. What happened when Bcash started? As soon as Bcash launched, all of a sudden the Bitcoin network started getting congested. It was getting spammed, 25-cent, $1 transactions everywhere. It literally jacked up the network for a good 4 months, people, 3 to 4 months, whatever. I'll say 2 to 3 months, but it worked. They did spam the network and it worked. So luckily, of course, Bitcoin is decentralized. So spamming the network means you're spamming everyone on the planet who uses it essentially. But imagine if we keep going down this route with investigations or actually using a federalized coin where it's like a Fed coin or something. People, it's not hard. It's not hard to disrupt the processes and the efficiency of them being used. So something to think about. Let's see. Cryptonomics said they're going after 29-year-old and Monero been balling since 2016, 2017. LOL. Oh yeah. Hilarious. Yep. Reno Gamble. They take down who they can take down. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody stated, I think Cryptonomics said it, where it's like 7 other mixers, and that's what we talk about, a game of whack-a-mole. You take one down, 2 more pop up, and this is going to just be an ongoing fight forever and ever because the Pandora's box has been open. Now that people see that it's a possibility to create certain mixers or certain privacy tools, there's going to be more, and they're going to get better. So you're just going to have this constant fight going back and forth. Whenever new technology is introduced, there's always going to be pushback. But just look at the people doing the pushing back. Those are your enemies. Trust me. They are not your friends. They are not doing it for your security.
and they are not helping anything in the large picture. What I could say is something me and King have predicted for years is that they will try to use a terrorist attack and say that it was funded by private cryptocurrency, or it was funded in some sort of way cryptocurrency. If you use it, you're a traitor against the US, you're a traitor against the state. And I promise you it's coming, people. It just seems like it's coming quicker than we thought.
For real. Let's see. Again, that link is pasted at the top of the chat, so feel free to call in. We got any smoke or we got something wrong, anything, feel free to call in and let us know what time it is. Let's see. Just Call Me L said the island man's tool of choice. Talking about Zay, I'm assuming. Cryptonomics question: how can they know who is using Tornado coin if it is privacy / mixer? I'm just saying there are so many tokens that have been doing this, LOL. So how would they know if it is a privacy coin and mixer? How they're sanctioning it? How do they know?
Well, the main thing is the address. If you receive some of that address and they can somehow link that address to you, whether through IP address, whether through what computer you used it, whatever, they can find you that way. But the actual like money that's being sent, technically, no, they don't know who it's going to. It's only if that address is linked to you per se, and they can figure that out a number of ways. Usually it's based on people that don't use VPNs or that do use VPNs, but those VPNs have to turn over their data to these intelligence companies. So you can't trust all VPNs either. So it is what it is. It's just a game, again, of whack-a-mole, jumping in and out of stuff. I just think that they went after Tornado Cash because it was the easiest, but hey, maybe they may have some problems with, some internal problems. The same way I think your boy Jay Clayton had some problems with Ripple. He's like, somebody stole your girlfriend because he took them to court his last day as SEC chief. So, some people have these personal problems. If you know how government works, hey, man, I just don't like that guy. Hey, send the FBI to go raid their house. Like, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is just how it goes.
Jake said, can't take care of all them kids in today's world. The baby mama's gonna have too many MFers in their ear hanging on her brother. That's true. Hilarious.
I know. They can't even have a decentralized family. Hey.
Somebody else said Nick Cannon's only one man, but there were 8 other women. You guys are hilarious. My bad. All right, my bad, Satoshi and Loco. No, that's why I said call in, because I didn't understand. It wasn't like a shot. It wasn't a shot. It was more just like I was laughing. I was like, calling, I don't understand. They said Loco wasn't taking shots. Read his last comment on that thread. All right, I gotta go back and check the thread. You all know I'll be checking Twitter late as hell, so that's my fault. But no, it wasn't a shot, Loco. That's why I was like, call in so you can just tell us though, because you the Warren Buffett. I was like, I gotta hear the Warren Buffett one. There we go. Moustapha, what's going on, Moustapha? Feel free to get your audio going. Let's see what else we have. Isle of Man was the country, someone said. Let's see, have your own plantation. I mean, that's essentially what plantations were. They were like private little countries, like that the state back. So yeah, that's true. Moustapha, what's going on? Feel free to throw on your video if you have it as well. Todd said, as long as Ja Rule ain't there, I'm good. You all are hilarious. Moustapha, what's going on? What's going on, Moustapha? You got to unmute yourself. Let's see who else we have in the comments while we wait. They said that's not fire enough for you. LOL, talking about Fire Festival. That's
oh man, funny. Fire Festival. I know Fire Festival was bad, but I just watched Trainwreck and they were talking about Woodstock 99. Man, Woodstock 99 was hilariously crazy, bro. Like, it was, hey, if you're gonna start like a small country, it was 200,000 people there. That's a small country right there.
Hey, I will say yes. There will be some crypto countries that get started that will look like Fire Festival. This is going to be true.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's see, Cryptonomics. I know other platforms that you can run on your PC and tumble tokens. This story is weird. All right. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hey, Local TX. I see the logic about the slave master. Technically, that's true. It's messed up, but it's true. So yeah. I get what you're saying.
Well, you know, people soft as shit. You can't say nothing.
Oh man. True. Okay. Yes, that's my fault. What's going on with Bitcoin 2022 or 2023 tickets? That is my fault on that one. Actually, there will be updates on that. If we have a show Monday, there will be an update on Monday. If not, we'll have the update on Wednesday. Either way, I'll put it in the Twitter comments. Damn it, I do need to send that today. Mustafa, I gotta actually leave. You're not unmuting yourself. I'm not sure what's going on in the.
I'm about to get on right now. My bad.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. I mean, come on, man. We waiting on you.
I'm good.
Yeah. What's going on? What you got for us? Hey, welcome.
What's up, man? Nah, first off, I just want to say I appreciate what you guys been doing over the years. I'm always tapped in. I'm always tapped in with you guys. Hold on. I'm getting another call. Sorry about that. I'm good?
Yeah, you're good.
Man, we understand.
Yeah. Nah, I just want to say I appreciate all these. This is dope that I'm finally catching a live. But I just this more so for Bitcoin Zay, because I think you're in New York this weekend, right?
No, I was supposed to be at the Bitcoin Classic, but I got a baby shower to attend back home in Charlotte, so I'll be.
Damn. Oh, okay. Now,
I wish I could, man, but I got so much family stuff this week. A lot of stuff going on.
He putting diapers on balloons or something, I heard.
Nah, that's funny. That's funny. But now, real quick, so I have a youth program, a free basketball program, because I don't know if you guys know, but New York is really bad with the gun violence here and whatnot. So I created a free basketball program. What's cool about it is I have different guest speakers come through and speak to the people, participants in the program, telling them about different careers and whatnot. So I wanted to see if that's something you would potentially want to be open to.
Oh, yeah,
down the line.
Definitely. Yeah, hit my line. We got the email below the video once we publish it. Yeah, just send us an email, send me the information about it, and I'll see what I can do based on the date.
All right, cool. Sounds good. As far as Bitcoin, what I want to say, I want to thank you guys because you guys made me believers in Bitcoin. Because what's funny was I got into ETH like super early, like when it was like $20, I would say. So it shot up really a lot, but like over like the bear market that we've been experiencing for like the last, like I would say year and a half or whatnot, just how Bitcoin's been moving compared to everything else is like you guys just been spot on with everything that you guys been saying. Like it's really, really crazy. Like you guys really need to start keeping receipts of the stuff that you guys been saying. So like just want to say keep up the good work, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, much appreciated. Thank you.
Nah, yeah, definitely. I missed the smoke, but hopefully I'll probably jump back on if somebody say anything and things like that. But I appreciate you guys.
Hey, or we get something wrong, let us know, man, for sure. Appreciate the call, and Moustapha, have a good one, man.
All right, my guys.
Oh, yeah.
And really quick, shout out to local TX. All right, so that was my fault. I just saw the tweet. All right, he was saying that we keep dogging out Buffett and Munger, and he know they are some old fools, but he says just like Big Mama, they got some wisdom and they've been through some stuff is all. So he said when we look at altcoins and we apply sound tech and business sense to it, just like they do. So that's a fair assessment. I'm with that. Much appreciate that, local TX.
Oh yeah, but they still
and my bad.
Shit,
yeah, they still. hey, but still, fuck them. No, I'm just playing. That's what's up, though. That's what's up. All right, cool. Goodness, what's going on? Goodness, what you got for us today?
Hi guys, it's nice to be on the show. I actually had a question for Zay, and it was regarding I think the co-founder of Swan Bitcoin, Corey calling out what's it called? Stacks, SEX on Twitter. I think it was 2 days or 3 days ago. I can't really remember. Calling them a shitcoin, and Munib had to step in. It's not a shitcoin and all of that. I really want to know Bitcoin Zay's stance on Stacks. Do you really agree with Corey? And then do you think, I just heard today that, what's it called? Swan got hacked. I don't know how true that is, but I was shocked to hear that back. Do you think that's maybe because of the whole maximalism? He's trying to get at Ethereum boys and all that. Do you think that's the reason, or do you think that's just a regular centralized exchange? What do you have to say about Swan? Do you think Corey is correct? Just go ahead with the question.
Okay, so first, Swan, they is a third party that they use to store data, got hacked. So a lot of emails, small percentage actually of emails did get compromised, but apparently they're fixing that. So that's what that was. They didn't get hacked per se, third party did. With Corey, this is why I say I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I'm a freedom maximalist. This is why, because when you talk to people who call themselves Bitcoin maxis, you have Bitcoin maxis who will say to you anything other than layer one isn't Bitcoin. So RSK, it can be built on Bitcoin. Lightning Network isn't really Bitcoin. So they're either they're layer one maximalists, or they're Bitcoin maximalists who don't like layer two, or they're Bitcoin maximalists who don't like anything built on top of it, such as stacks. This is the problem with that. Whenever you start doing a purity test for any group of people, we all see where that ends up. And if you ever looked at history of humans and you start giving purity tests for every single person in the group, you end up eating yourself. I mean, you can look at what's going on right now in America. If you're not woke enough, Then it's like, oh, well, I use pronouns. Well, you didn't use the right ones. All right, well, you black. Well, you're not black and gay. Oh, well, I'm black and gay. Well, you're not black, gay, and disabled. It's just going to spiral into this purity test that nobody really gives a shit about, because at the end of the day, 95% of my savings are still in Bitcoin. So with him calling stacks a shitcoin, that's his opinion, but he actually DM'd me about it. He actually asked me to take the stack stuff out of my profile, and if you look at my profile, it's still there. That's not happening. And if anybody wants to debate why stacks is actually good for Bitcoin, because it's using another aspect of Bitcoin they didn't think of, which is Bitcoin security. So if you're going to issue tokens right now, if I wanted to start a company and raise money, I could raise it using fiat. I could raise it using cryptocurrency. If I did that, would you actually spend your Bitcoin to invest in a company? And most Bitcoin maxis would say no. So then how would I raise money for my company? I can build a token that's on top of Bitcoin, uses Bitcoin security, raise that money, and then create businesses out of that, which is what Stacks has done. They've never said they're not a centralized company. They've never said that it's not a coin or a token that was issued. So when people like Corey or other Bitcoin maxis, they keep giving purity tests for who's a real Bitcoiner, who's the purest Bitcoiner. I'll be at this conference November 11th and 12th in LA, Pacific Bitcoin Conference, speaking. Anybody who wants to be there can come and show up and debate it. But in my opinion, it doesn't matter how pure you want to make the test. 95% of my savings are still Bitcoin, and I still have taught tens of thousands of people about Bitcoin, more than most people alive. So
wait, this is Corey who again?
Corey Klippstein, the CEO of Swan, who is
Swan. Oh, yeah. Okay. Because
that's what I said. That's my boy. I've spoken to him before. But these purity tests that Bitcoiners are giving each other, all y'all doing is eating yourselves. You're basically arguing with the wrong people. My fight is with the Federal Reserve and with regulators who are in charge. That's a way bigger fight. I don't got time to go back and forth. It's fun for me for other projects, but whenever people mention it, doesn't really hit home with me, because at the end of the day, if somebody is issuing a token on top of Bitcoin, I don't see how that affects Bitcoin, outside of the fact that it won't be rug pulled or stolen, because the security layer is Bitcoin. So we found another use case for Bitcoin. It actually makes it stronger, and it shows the amount of use case that it has around the world, outside of just censorship resistance and outside of being able to store your value. It also provides security for people who want to issue tokens. So that actually gives it a use case to get rid of other cryptocurrencies, which is good for Bitcoin. So again, I don't get into these purity tests. I'm a freedom maximalist. Do what you want, but that's my take on it. And like I said, I've already talked to Corey via DM. Woo! Got clipped that one.
Really quick, let me ask him something. Hold on real quick. And you just let you know your mic is like you got a whistle on it too a little bit. So wait, Zay, when a couple things. First, when he DM'd you, was it like a friendly thing, like, hey, take this off? Or was he like, hey, you shit coiner, take it off? Which one was it?
Nah. Corey, he was cool about it. He was just
friendly.
Like, yeah, he was cool. He was like, yeah, I know you're speaking at the conference. I know it's other Bitcoiners might not like it. It'd be beautiful if you could take it down. And
okay.
Yeah, and I understand that, because other Bitcoiners want to see how pure you are when they see it. Like, if your thing says Bitcoin only, everything else is a shitcoin, everybody loves it, blah, blah, blah. The problem is there's no nuance in that, because again, there's some Bitcoiners who don't like Lightning Network. There's Bitcoiners who don't like anything built on top of Bitcoin. That is very true. So are you a layer 1 maximalist? Are you a layer 2 maximalist? Are you a Bitcoin maximalist? Are you a proof of work maximalist? I'm not getting into these groups. I'm a grown ass man. I don't join gangs. I didn't join gangs when I was threatened with violence.
Especially not a tech gang.
Yeah, exactly. You think I'm about to be threatened by some tech nerds? If you're not with us, you're against us. Fuck you. I still got 95% of my savings in Bitcoin. So if anybody has a problem, cool. But that doesn't stop the message, and that doesn't stop my actual activity. Everybody on this channel, I get called a maxi, and then on Twitter, I get called. I know it's funny, right? Well, I'm Isaiah motherfucking Jackson. After that. You can say whatever you want.
That's the clip right there.
I stand alone. Like I said, I stand alone. And the people that stand with me, like King and others, they know where I stand. And because I can stand by my own, we're all stronger together. Like Jay-Z said, when each person is strong, we could be each other's crutches. If y'all sitting and crying about who's the most pure Bitcoiner, y'all gonna end up eating each other, and it's not gonna end up the way you think it is.
Yeah, I would like to see. Damn, man, you just went on. I would like to see our next intro video with that. I'm Zay motherfucker. That'd be our next intro with me. And really quick, just to piggyback on that, and to and the layman turns it up even more, because you're saying building on Bitcoin people. So all these altcoins, right? We have over 18,000 altcoins now, probably almost 19,000, right? You know, I remember when we joined together, it was less than 100 cryptos out there still, which is crazy, back in 2016 or whatever. But so we have over 18,000 cryptocurrencies. How did they all come? you have to build them on someone's blockchain or create your own blockchain, right? Now, most of the people who are creating their own blockchain is doing it so they can control it 100%. Same thing as building some coins on certain blockchains. Maybe it's not to control it, but maybe it's because it's very easy to build. You start thinking of BNB, like Binance Smart Chain, even building smart contracts on Ethereum is easier to build on these platforms than it is on Bitcoin, because you have to code it. We're in that stage to build. When we say build, you're actually coding this stuff. People are like, you have to go in there and know how to do it. So the programs that are being used on Ethereum, Smart Chain, or which really doesn't use a program, I think the UI more or less does it. But on some of these different platforms, it is very easy to just click or to code and create new projects. On Bitcoin, it is very difficult to create the exact same project, right? So let's say on Bitcoin, this thing will take, for example, 50 man hours to, 60 man hours to create, and you're doing it by yourself. Whereas on another platform, it's like, oh, this thing will take an hour and a half, 20 minutes, 3 hours, and you have the exact same product, but it's not as secure. So when it comes to stacks, when it comes to these other things, I'm seeing what Bitcoin is saying, it's the same as having an altcoin, except for that altcoin being on Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum or whatever. That altcoin is now on Bitcoin. It's based off of Bitcoin, so you can actually see these transactions, these hacks happen, and all this other stuff. You can actually see where it's going, what's happening as a security layer, since they're using the Bitcoin blockchain. So, something to keep in mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I just want to state too, they tried to run off Nick Carter. They tried to run off Robert Breedlove. They tried to run off all these people who were in the Bitcoin who mentioned some other project that didn't have something to do with Bitcoin. Let me tell y'all right now, if you think you're about to run me off for some internet nerds who I do not give a shit about being friends with because I have an opinion about other technology, you can kiss my ass, because that shit ain't never happening. So if you need assurance, you can clip this, keep this in your back pocket, because I will never apologize for anything that I involve myself with. We are as transparent as it gets as far as a channel, and we don't shield anything. We always tell people Bitcoin is the best option, but just for looking at something else, I mean, it's amazing. I've seen literally people on Twitter lose their shit because somebody mentioned another coin. You talk about triggered. How much of the Bitcoin community always talks about all these triggered people always get triggered? Some people are triggered by the word crypto. If you say the word crypto, nothing but Bitcoin. Bitcoin only, Bitcoin to, and then I'm just like, all right, well, that is, as a teacher, that does not work, because if you have teenagers. If everybody here was a teenager before, the one thing your parent told you not to do, what did you end up doing? You ended up going to do it. The good parents taught you about everything and then told you, all right, I've taught you everything you need to know. Now make your decision. Because I'm confident in my ability to teach, what do most people come on this channel and say? Man, y'all convinced me about Bitcoin. Man, I ended up getting into Bitcoin after testing it. You know why? Because we told them about all the other stuff. We taught them about it thoroughly, and they came to the same conclusion. So I've actually created more Bitcoin maxis than most Bitcoin maxis, because we did it the right way. We taught them everything. And then they realized that Bitcoin is probably the best way to go. So again, if anybody has any, I don't care. They can come on Fuck Bitcoin Fridays.
Invited. We
have this every Friday. And of course, I'm enough visible person at conferences. They can come have this debate. Still hasn't happened yet. It won't really happen because, again, I got a family. I got real life shit to deal with. I'm not about
internet content.
Not about to go back and forth with you weirdos.
Goodness, what you got for us? What's in your next question, or what you got for us? Goodness.
It's basically the last question, and it was to Corey's point again, that if Munib and the team sort of control the issuance of the STX token, even while on Bitcoin, is that an ethical thing? And also the second question is, do you think STX should be labeled a security or a commodity?
All right, you already know the answer to the second question now. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, if Stacks is considered security, they're the only security that actually got permission from the SEC, which is what we mentioned before. And then to the first point, as far as a company being built, a centralized company issuing tokens based on their own discretion, that's what companies do. Tesla right now could split stocks. Microsoft right now could split the stocks if they want to. They can issue more stocks. That's what centralized companies do. The base layer is what I'm interested in, because if you do it on Ethereum, if you do it on Binance Smart Chain, to me, you're building on a house of sand, because the layer one isn't strong. Bitcoin layer one is as strong as it's going to be and the strongest there ever has been. So if you're building a company and you're issuing these tokens, and the security layer, that's the thing, the security layer of Stacks is Bitcoin. So you have a strong foundation. So if you want to issue those tokens, that's on them. As long as they're transparent, as every company is, they have quarterly stock updates. They have to release their data as far as what they're using and who the tokens are issued to. I have no problem with that. Just long term, again, If anybody has a problem with it, if you don't want to use it, then don't use it. Like I don't see the big deal. Like it's
it.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see what the big issue is because again,
technology, bro. It's crazy how
I could try out
all about technology.
Yeah, I think me and King have tested out more crypto projects than almost anybody in this entire industry, and we still keep coming back to Bitcoin. So just testing it out, if that triggers you, then hey, I can't help.
That's not you doing your homework. Like you're supposed to test it out. You're supposed to go check out and see what's happening over there. Because that's the only way Bitcoin will continue to develop. Again, I mean, they do have the best developers and all that good stuff, and they're working, but ideals are born from everywhere, right? It could be a 6-year-old that look at a crypto project and say, "Why does it do X, Y, and Z?" And everybody's like, "Oh shit, we never thought of why projects don't do X, Y, Z." Like, you know, Vitalik Buterin, was he 17 when he created Ethereum?
Yeah.
So this is, you know, so I think we do have to keep the door open, which is why this whole thing of open source code is so important. No pun intended. We do have to keep the door open for ideals and things from every direction. We can't just be, I mean, again, this is why we went to gym into crypto. Initially, this would have been a straight up Bitcoin focused show. Even our company name, KRBE the Digital Assets Group, shout out to Bitcoin Zay. He kept telling, I was like, we don't want to do crypto or whatever. He was like, or Bitcoin. He's like, bro, like it's going to be digital assets. This was back in 2016, people. This was in 2016. He was like, bro, it's going to be digital assets. And I'm like, are you? Did we not go back for like a good 2 weeks?
We went back and forth. It was
a back and forth. He was like, are you like digital assets? I'm like, bro, don't nobody know what digital assets is. It's 2016. I'm like, no one knows what digital assets means. He was like, they will. That's what it's going to be. That's what's going to be the whole industry. And it's like, all right, with digital assets. In the crypto part, we both recognize this is more me because Bitcoin Zay would start telling me about Bitcoin and everything. I'm like, bro, no one's going to understand what you're talking about or care. So it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, we got to talk crypto because it's going to encompass more people. And then from there, we can kind of segue into Bitcoin principles and the ethos of decentralization and those type of things. But yeah, I mean, that's where, go ahead.
Well, I say, if you want to know what this show is a honeypot inside of the Trojan horse. Everybody that's inside the Trojan horse that gets antsy about Bitcoin and starts wanting to go to other stuff, we created a honeypot. Yeah, come on over here. We'll talk about crypto. And then at the end of it, they're back being Bitcoiners usually. So
there it is.
We actually are doing Bitcoin a service, and we're playing 4D chess with very simple-minded people who think they can convince people about Bitcoin by telling them Bitcoin only. Don't look at anything else. Only Bitcoin. Only focus on Bitcoin.
I know they have 4,000%. No, don't look over there though.
Don't look over there.
You got to show them. You got to show them why it doesn't matter, because you're trying to acquire Bitcoin. You can't just say, yeah, it's up 4,000%, whatever. Like, at least show the people, folks.
And plus, if you look at all the people who are like that, the Bitcoin maxis who act that way, they don't talk to crowds of black people like that. I can promise you, because I've been to south side of Chicago. I've been to Southeast DC. We've been in Sacramento together. We've been in the middle of the hood.
Yeah, shit, hell, no offense, Sacktown. I love you.
Exactly. We've been all over the place. Walk into a group of black people that ask you, so what's Ethereum? Oh, it's a shit. Don't worry about it. Don't think anything of it. You might get jumped in there. All these dudes, I was saying, like,
I just thought about they don't want to hear it.
Like, I'm a real teacher. I've taught all around the country, all around the world now. Trust me, that ain't the way to go if you want to teach people. And honestly, like I said, I would put myself up against anybody in the industry as far as impact and getting people into Bitcoin, because it sticks. It's not just, a billboard for Bitcoin and then leave everything else alone. So yeah, I think it's a thing. Like I said, everybody has their opinions. I'm not big on arguing on Twitter. Twitter fingers, that's not me. And then of course, Moustapha is a great guy. Corey's a great guy. They have their differences. I actually should invite them on here for Fuck Bitcoin Fridays for the 1,000th episode.
Oh, for that
let them go conversation.
Ooh, there it is. Conversation. Yeah,
that's why we do it, because anybody can sit there and think of something and type it. We do this shit live. All my shit is coming fresh out of the head. I didn't write any of this down, so that's a good thing about our channel, I would say.
I like that. Hey, goodness, appreciate the call. We got to keep it pushing, but thanks again. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, a few comments before we get to the last couple of stories. Ret1Con, in keeping with the decentralized theme, the new country does not need to be located in physical space. The laws and rules can exist defining citizenship. So again, in a perfect world, yes, I agree with you, but really quick, that is where I always come back into where I'm like, listen, you all are forgetting there are men with guns everywhere. Like I would never forget it. I can't. It's just I've seen too much. So my thing is, yes, technically a decentralized theme country could work perfectly. Like technically you could live in the United States as a citizen of another country digitally and pay rent, pay taxes to the US. As far as like for being here, you still got to pay your taxes, whatever that is for this type of citizen, and just be living here. Now the problem comes again is where you're living in someone else's territory. So you're going by the rules, right? So if they ever want to prosecute you for anything, your country of choice, your home country, especially if it's digital, can't really do anything yet. Now, where we might see some ways that that country can apply pressure is through sanctions as that country grows financially, because again, this is all going to be digital. So let's say that country did get big enough and they do have, I don't know, they got 5 to 10% of the world supply of Bitcoin. This country and all the citizens, right, has 10% of the world supply of Bitcoin, and countries by now are using it as a reserve layer. We began building stacks and different altcoins on Bitcoin and all this other stuff, and it is huge now, and the country owns 5 to 10% of it. Then you could probably live in another country, and as a form of sanction, Israel, you can just be like, all right, we're going to cut money off here and there or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like this or that's going to happen. So that could be a way that can kind of apply pressures from a sanction point after the country is strong enough financially. But before then, yeah, I mean, the U.S. would just laugh and be like, all right, we're just gonna mess with y'all, just to mess y'all. Like the U.S. would be like, all right, fine, we at war.
Yeah. What we need, 10 Navy SEALs and a couple couple spotters. Like, yeah, we can take the whole country over.
All right. Other than that, really quick last stories. Binance recovers the majority of funds stolen from Curve Finance. That is right. Binance is in the news as they have recovered and froze around $450,000 worth of stolen assets, which is around 80% of the stolen funds. What is going on in this story? And I even realized Curve Finance got hit too. Goodness gracious. And somebody just said Swan is going through a phishing attack right now as well. But yeah, Curve, I can't remember when it got hit, but this is crazy. What's going on here?
Oh, yeah. So Binance recovered and froze about $450,000 worth of stolen assets, which is around 80% of the stolen funds again. And they recovered a large portion of these funds because someone was trying to move them through Binance. This is like the old adage, like my man Charles Barkley said, if you're going to commit a crime, don't use checks. And if you're going to commit a crypto crime, don't try and pass it through an exchange. They're going to figure out where it came from. And the team is going to detect the hack and then alert their users from exchanging it through Binance. And for Curve, this is good for them. They were able to get it. But according to experts from the blockchain analytics firm Elliptic, a hacker compromised the domain system of Curve Finance, which ended with malicious transactions getting signed. The experts told Cointelegraph that the funds were then sent to various exchanges and crypto mixers in an attempt to hide the trail. But in the end, the funds were sent to Binance and caught by his team. So once again, much like your boy Juicy Smollett, he tried to write checks to try and fake getting beat up in Chicago. Don't fake. And don't send your crypto funds to an exchange. They will find it. They will find the trail and they will eventually catch you. So glad that they were able to find that. And 450,000 out of the 537,000 that was hijacked is pretty good.
There it is. And that's fair. I'm looking at some of the comments. You all are on fire today. Cryptonomics said he gets triggered when people talk about fake crypto projects. So I mean, again, I'm with you. I've been to the meetups, and it's just like you just hear people talking about stuff like, you know, you should big connect. Oh, you don't want. Oh, you just want people to make money. You don't know nothing about big connect. Are you in it? All right. Well, you don't know about it. Have you done research? Well, you don't know. Big connect. You're just like, all right. Like that is super annoying. So we definitely get you on that. That's fair. Local TX, great point. Gold is valuable, but no one does commerce using gold. That is very true. Yeah, I mean, essentially, that's how the dollar started, people. The dollar was a note saying that we have this gold for you, this equivalent amount of gold. Here's a paper dollar to represent it. Go about your business, and you can trade it back in to get your gold. All the way up until they said, no, we're just going to keep the gold and dollars. We're going to print more. But essentially, you're right. I mean, literally, the dollar would be stacks on gold.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, think about it like that.
And then on top of that, city cash, so to say. I mean, city cash on top of that. But again, it's funny people make a big deal about that. But if tomorrow, if Apple said, in order to buy our phones, you need to use Monero, you would be using Monero to access Apple phones. It's all about how important something is to you and do you want to transact with it. And most things aren't important enough to spend your Bitcoin. So use other stuff.
Let's see. STL Solo 314 said, I triggered someone on Street Fighter because my name is NFTs are dope. LOL. Oh man. Let's see. Satoshi Slum said, for the 1,000th episode, just shit on anything in life we never liked.
Oh, don't worry, it's coming for the 1,000th episode.
I was thinking about doing a funny one for YouTubers. There's some interesting personalities out there. I love to see where YouTube's going right now, as far as personalities and different topics and channels. And
we got to bring on BitBoy.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead, set it up.
Hey,
set it up. You know all the folks.
Hey man, Lamar said he saw him at a conference. He called him out about telling everybody to use Celsius and BlockFi and all that shit.
What did he say?
He said, hey, he couldn't say nothing on stage, but he said he talked to him like 30 minutes afterwards and was saying, I didn't shill it. I didn't tell anybody to do it, blah, blah.
Oh, man.
I want to bring him on for the 1,000th episode. Let's bring on everybody. And just
Let's bring on everybody.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead. It'll be one big battle royale. Like 20 people on the chat. I'm over here trying to mute things left and right. Who unmuting themselves? Man. Like, oh my God, we can't get
1998 WCW brawl. Royal Rumble, baby.
Let's see what else we have. Reno Gamble for sure. Brother Juicy said, still claiming he didn't do it. I am innocent. Or what do you say? I am in a good mind and sound body. I do not want to kill myself. All right. Last but not least, Ethereum devs move up the date for the merge. We've been talking about this. Ethereum's transition to proof of stake is inching even closer after developers agreed to a tentative date for the mainnet merge. What is going on in this article? And it looks like this thing is happening kind of quicker than anticipated, even though the anticipation kept getting delayed, as you so eloquently put it. What's going on here?
Yeah, the title of this article should have been called About Goddamn Time, because they've been talking about this proof of stake transition for 2 years now, and it seems as though it may be coming sooner than planned. No, it's been planned for a while now. But the tentative merge date of September 15th, you will see the blockchain transition to proof of stake. The Ethereum mainnet merge date came into view after core developers such as Tim Byko and Prismatic Labs co-founder Terrence Zhao agreed in a Thursday developer call that it would be when total terminal difficulty hits a very large number. And this was confirmed in a GitHub post as well. And nothing, as he states here, nothing is final until it's in client release. So do expect changes last minute due to unforeseen circumstances. Sounds like my man is copping out before it start messing up. Like, oh, well, you're gonna see some stuff happen. So it might not be ready. It might mess up. Hey man, release it, push it out. Let's see if it works. And if it doesn't, then you just got to take that because, again, we've been saying switching from proof of work to proof of stake has proved to be a lot harder than they thought. But it's scheduled to happen before the merge can be completed. A fork must be performed, which will implement the software needed for clients to run the consensus layer. So this is scheduled September 6th. Get your calendars ready. This is 10 days before the merge. And how it affects the price of Ethereum, no one knows. However, it seems as though people are optimistic about this new change in the Ethereum system. They are going from proof of work to proof of stake protocol. And unfortunately for them, I just don't see that being able to be considered money at that point. At that point, you're just a cryptocurrency that interfaces with Ethereum, no longer can call itself quote unquote money, as some people have tried in the past. So good luck on that. Hopefully it works. But at the same time, hey man, proof of stake, I feel like that's a cop-out. You're trying to be ESG friendly, trying to be eco-friendly. Get out of here, man. Using less energy, get out of here, you cuck.
Bro, something wrong with you on so many levels. Hey, out of the things I imagine you saying next, that wasn't it. But what I will say is the new James Bond movie need to stop playing is put Vitalik as the supervillain, right? Like
this bobblehead motherfucker in a movie right now.
This looks like he even got the fireplace right there. He got his henchmen. Look, it's the pinky in the brain.
Hey, can I ask something real quick? How did Lex Friedman get popular? Because I've tried to watch his podcast. He might have the most monotone, boring voice I've ever heard in my life, but somehow he got 1 million followers. So
for one, you already know me, and you know I don't know people, so I don't even know who this is. Researcher, and that's no offense. I don't be people. If I ever say I don't know somebody, it's never disrespect to them or their channel or their platform. There's literally me being in a literal sense. I just don't know. I'll be in my own little bubble half the time. But research scientist at MIT, interested in robots and humans. Oh wow, 1.6 million followers. All right. So what does he talk about? I guess you say he has a podcast.
He's interviewed Joe Rogan. He's interviewed some of the top names in science, some of the people I like that work on a lot of big things. I don't know how. I can't listen to him talk. He speaks very calm and quiet, and
you know, I'm like that about a lot of people. I'm just like, how in the world
may go into the future a little bit different? But what would be your take? That's how he talks, and I'm like, man, bro, I'm falling asleep 5 minutes in, dog. But hey, people like what they like, man. Some people like that NPR radio voice.
No, I wouldn't doubt it. Local TX and King, you would like their podcast. No, actually, it's a lot of podcasts and stuff out there I would like, and I'll be talking more about this on a different channel soon. But essentially, it's just as a content creator, the goal is to create more content. And you can't create more content. Like, honestly, most people in America, especially because we are a country of consumers, are consuming. And it's sometimes difficult to balance your consumption and creation. So have been conscientiously year after year trying to get more into consuming and consuming less, whether it's YouTube, TV, games, internet, whatever, and just creating more. Because me consuming isn't going to pay bills, but me creating does pay bills. So that's just one of the thoughts on that. But I wouldn't doubt that I would love some of these podcasts out there. Also, like, I don't know. It's topics for another day. All right, what else we got? Just call me L. I'm talking about some. Just look at this clown. You guys are funny. He plays chess against RZA. That's pretty cool.
Oh,
but
nice.
yes, this is proof of stake. Will be happening soon with Ethereum. Other than that, that is the show for the most part for the day. I don't think anybody else is calling in. But Bitcoin's Age, do you have any last comments?
No comments from me. I appreciate everybody. Fuck Bitcoin Fridays was successful.
Yeah, this was a really good show today, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And also here soon, once we start the other overlays and everything, we'll be clipping more. So we will have a clips channel officially started and everything. So if you all don't want to watch the entire episode, which is cool, and we understand, we'll definitely create smaller clips and highlight them so you all can check them out there. Other than that, that is a show for the day. I saw someone say, when is the 1,000 episodes? So right now we're doing like 2 to 3 episodes a week, usually Wednesday and Friday. Next week will either be Wednesday and Friday or Monday, Wednesday and Fridays. So the way it looks, in about 3 to 4 weeks, we'll have the 1,000 episodes. So we do need this time. We've been taking it to plan some things in the background, rest and relax ourselves. Because once again, right after the 1,000 episode, we'll be getting back to it, try to get to 2,000. Fucking crazy. Other than that, yes, tickets. I'll let the folks know the tickets not only in Discord, but on Twitter, everywhere. That's my fault again. I need to hit them back. It's been a lot going on. I will hit them back today and get an answer, and make sure I'll share that ticket information. Other than that, smash that like and share, and we will see you all next week with some more crypto news. Be on the lookout today for Bitcoin Behind the Bar with Jake Fever. Thanks again. Cheers.
Cheers.